People living in Rancho San Diego are teed off over a plan to turn a golf course in the middle of their community into a sand mine.
Tonight, nearly 200 residents showed up at a public meeting with dozens voicing their concerns to the county. Everything from environmental impacts to traffic to plummeting property values. News 8's Richard Allen is live in Rancho San Diego with where the fight goes from here. Richard.
And Carlo and Marcella, tonight's public meeting here was just the beginning of a very long review process today to begin the preparation of the environmental impact review. And residents are simply not having it. They say this project will pollute their air and their water, will disturb sacred Native American burial grounds, and will also destroy their sense of community.
Nobody wants it here, so just stop.
Speaker after speaker Monday night pled their case to put a stop to turning the Cottonwood Golf Course in Rancho San Diego into a sand mine.
We don't want this in our community. Our quality of life is at stake.
The course's owner, a Beverly Hills realtor, announced his plan last year, which would produce up to 570,000 tons of mineral resources every year for up to a decade. Longtime residents say this was never part of the community's master plan for one landowner to make enormous profits.
While the little people who work really hard get screwed. And you know what? It feels like that's coming to my community.
At this public meeting to prepare the environmental impact report, residents listed a litany of concerns.
Property values, about the environment, about traffic, about dust, about the fact that this is a sand mine proposed in the middle of a residential neighborhood.
Attorney Terry Bingham fears that the project's sand trucks would block evacuation routes in case of a wildfire.
One dead child, one dead horse, caused by trucks jamming our freeways is too many.
Residents also say this mining would pollute their air and their water.
Also, I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, strip mining country. I've seen what a strip pit does to your water. It makes it undrinkable.
And while this project is just beginning its mandated review process, these residents say they will combat it every step of the way.
We are going to fight, and we're going to fight to the last.
They're going to fight indeed. Now, again, this is just the beginning of the process. Anyone who wants to submit their written comments for this environmental impact review, those comments are due in writing by November 22nd. For more information on how to submit your comments, just go to the cwsandiego.com and click on the hot button. Carlo?
Thank you, Richard.